My name is Jonathan Blutinger, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow at Columbia Engineering in the Creative Machines Lab. And I am working on a machine that can assemble and cook meals for you. A lot of the foods we work with are generally in a paste form. So, what we've been doing is experimenting with different ingredients like doughs, meats, vegetables, really anything that can be put into a paste we can print with. So, more recently, we've looked at printing cakes and desserts because who doesn't like cake? So, we have been looking at creating a 7 ingredient cheesecake that's made from a graham cracker paste, which literally involves us taking these little graham crackers, which you'd make with a s'more, which you'd use to make a s'more, and then we'll grind them, add a little bit of butter, a little bit of water, turns it into a paste. And then we use other ingredients like peanut butter, jam, Nutella, mashed banana, frosting, and cherry drizzle. And we designed this cheesecake, which took a couple of different changes to really get to the right stable structure. And eventually, after trial and error, trying it over and over again, we finally got to a nice presentable cheesecake, which we could then eat. A main technology we've developed in our lab that no one else is really doing is cooking with lasers. So, lasers can also cook the same way your oven or your stove or your microwave would cook things, except the energy field or where the heat is actually happening is only on the scale of a couple of millimeters. So it's like shining a laser pointer against the wall. It's really small, and we can control it with really high degree of precision. So what we do is we attach one of these lasers or 2 lasers to our machine, and then after we print a layer, so we lay down the material, the food, we can then move out of the way and shine a laser on top of it that has a high power that will actually burn the food and actually cook it. So we do this over and over again to create crusting on the food. And we did this for our cheesecake to create a nice brown surface on top so that there's a little bit of a crust on top. It tasted like a new type of cheesecake for sure. Because we were able to combine these ingredients on a really close level, we could really tailor the flavor. And when you eat the cake, you do feel these ingredients hit you in different waves on your tongue. So it's kind of similar to the everlasting gobstopper, the chewing gum in Willy Wonka, where the child eats it and then you feel your first course, then your second course, and your third course. Like you really, so you can, it's nice because you can localize the flavor, you can change the type of eating experience you have because you're able to combine these ingredients on a really close level. So the way we see this technology is we've been cooking the same way for hundreds of thousands of years, kind of like cavemen. We use our hands in the kitchen and we do a lot of things that require a lot of time and our own effort. But wouldn't it be nice if a robot could help us in this way? So we see this as an opportunity to use software to really change our cooking experience. So in the same way that you might have an Alexa at home that you can talk to and get information out of, or you use your computers to search the web to try to find information much more easily than you would say go to the library to look at a book. We see this kind of same analogy being made with food, which hasn't really happened. So we're trying to just create a new way to assemble meals, which will allow you to be more nutritious with the foods you eat. It'll be more careful on what it actually makes for you, and it can be something of a nutritionist and a personal chef all in one. This could be great for people who may have dietary restrictions, who can't eat certain foods, or who like certain other foods. So it can learn from your habits too, because it's all digital. So this digital chef, will learn from you. It can start recommending meals for you and really become a part of your daily life. It can even be used again because it's so customized and precise. It can be used to make other things like I'm seeing this being used by companies who are trying to make plant-based meats. It will take a little bit more time before this comes into our kitchens. I think what's missing and what will need to be developed is an entire ecosystem and environment around this printer to help sustain it. So The analogy I like to make is this printer is like it's like an iPod. We've developed, this really great robot, but there's no music files. There's nothing for this robot to actually play with. So we need to create environments for all these ingredients. We need people who can develop recipes, and in all these kind of software environments to help sustain this technology, which will then allow people to contextualize what they can use it for and then start playing with it. I grew up always loving food. My mom would always cook, and then eventually I took the role in the kitchen because she preferred to clean. And yeah, I've always been a foodie. So food is my passion. And in terms of my skills, I always loved to draw as a kid, playing with Legos, building things with my hands. So I like to design and build things. So the food and the design kind of came together in a great way. So this was a combination of my passions and my skills. There's always an opportunity to pursue whatever you like to do. So I think if this is something you want to get into, or whether it be, space travel or anything else, I think it's important to kind of help prepare yourself and take the right classes, be involved in your education and your environment to really get the most out of all the experiences, and always say yes to everything. I think it's important to kind of pursue your curiosities, and then that'll eventually get you to the point where you're doing something you love.